Hi, I'm Cindy Bristlin with the Detroit Lakes Area League of Women Voters with another session of Snack-Sized Civics. And with me today is Jason Bristlin. Jason, how are you doing today?
Good.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a 30-year Navy veteran.
Okay.
I enlisted in 1986, graduated from Detroit Lakes High School, and went off to serve for 30 years.
And what drew you to the Navy?
A little bit of rebellion.
Oh.
I was working for my dad, and he had very successful businesses going on, but he was very demanding, and we put in a lot of hours and worked multiple jobs, and that recruiter called, and I was like, I'm out.
All right. Tell us about the importance of serving in the military to you, or maybe even broaden it beyond the Navy or other areas of the military.
Well, you know, and your awareness of that importance grows. I think as a young man joining the service, it's, I need a job, I need an education, I need a break from what it is that I'm doing, you know, to mature a little bit, things of that nature. And then when you've been in for a while and you start learning the real mechanisms, you understand the relationship between the State Department and the Department of Defense and bigger meaning in big real world events.
Okay.
So.
Very good. Let's take a step back on that. And how would you invite others to participate or share that heart of serving, that what it's meant to you?
Well, the patriotism comes, and I think honestly we need to start with our youth. You know,
Okay.
We've got Holy Rosary School does a terrific job of doing the Patriots pin for the VFW, for example.
Okay.
And these kids all write about a topic that's, you know, given to them. It's that type of civic awareness
Okay.
in the schools. If we can infuse that in the youth, you know, and it doesn't have to be the military. It can be in any service to their community, from firefighters to State Department to you name it.
Sure.
You know.
And how to be an active participant.
Absolutely.
So let's bring that around to something you've participated in recently. Want to tell us about that recent project?
Well, I know you're reaching towards the handicap accessible dock.
Yes.
Which is really kind of morphed on us because now it's going to be handicap accessible fishing spots down on the end of the beach and a handicap swim area over towards the pavilion. So I think we will probably have the most handicap accessible beach for sure in all of Minnesota, and unless you go to one of the coasts, you really don't find these things. So I think it's amazing. And
quite a, for Detroit Lakes area, right?
absolutely, and community
Wonderful.
funded.
All right. Let's go back to the military a little bit. I'm trying to get you to expand the importance of the military, why it's important, not just in peacetime or wartime, but to how do we instill some of that patriotism maybe that you were referring to?
Well, I mean, the importance, I mean, it's 20% of our budget. So, you know, like if, for example, if there's a G8 conference going, I think it's G6 now, a couple of countries are not in the conference anymore. We'll have naval ships as a backdrop when they do their pictures, you know, and the show of force. If we look at sea lanes and stuff, and of course I'm going to talk Navy eccentric,
Sure.
and all of our branches are equally important, but just keeping sea lanes open, just from getting things from point A to point B does not happen without the United States Navy. Piracy and everything else will take over, you know. So if we can't defend ourselves, you know, even just from the domestic point of view,
Okay.
then what do we have?
I appreciate it. I have to admit, I'm probably pretty ignorant when it comes to the full need of the military. Lived through a couple of skirmishes, but they seem so far away. And I don't think I'm that different from a lot of people here, so that's why I'm trying to get you to share some of your heart as far as the military and why it's so important.
Well, and it's really difficult. So, for example, I went to Iraq for a year and served in an Army billet because they were short officers. So I was an advisor to the Iraqi Army on a multinational task force.
Okay.
You come back and you hear the politicians, because it's a whole political conversation. We shouldn't have been there. Love the soldiers. Thank you for your service. But we shouldn't have been there. Well, that's a mixed view. While I was there and working directly with, you know, Iraqi officers and everything, my view was, one, the Ba'ath Party was a horrific group of humans, and we needed to take them out of power. Now, how we got there and weapons of mass destruction, all those discussions really weren't relevant to what you've seen in the humanities side of what was happening to these people and how they were being led. So, yeah, we needed to be there, regardless what narrative someone wanted to come up with later for their own, purpose. If we take a look at, I was assigned to the USS Iwo Jima. We had just got back. We had a fully loaded ship with all the provisions and everything, and Hurricane Katrina came through.
Yeah.
We sortied around, went up the Mississippi, and we were providing first responder. We have 400 hospital beds on that ship.
Wow.
So we were bringing people in and providing those types of services. And that's domestic. That is taking care of our people in a time of emergency. We had hundreds of helicopter flights going on and off, rooftops, recovering people. We had small boats out going, through the streets and breaking down doors and recovering people. You can't raise that tomorrow if you need it. You have to have those facilities and things in place. The Navy and the Marine Corps are the 911 force. We are everywhere, anywhere, anytime. And you have to sustain that, which is where the Army and the Air Force come in, because the resources of the Navy and the Marines are probably going to be used in about 30 days. Now we have to have sustainment efforts, So, but the importance and the patriotism, and I can tell you, anyone that has served, certainly in combat, or just for the number of years that I have, there's just certain songs like "Proud to Be an American" that probably
Just get your heart rate.
Got to take a walk,
But I appreciate that.
I don't know that you can teach that, but you can definitely demonstrate it.
True. I appreciate it. Good closing statement. Unless there's anything else that you would like to add, another story to share.
Oh, we'd
makes it
be
real.
here for weeks.
Well, it's all good, and thank you so much for sharing with us today all about the Mary. And we have to say thank you to you, and also thank you to West Central Initiative and the VFW for sponsoring this session of Snack-Sized Civics.